Dzień dobry, hello from Krakow. There are lots of beautiful tenement houses in Krakow with very interesting motifs. And one of them holds a motif that inspired today's tutorial. This tenement house is called Under the Spider by Teodor Talowski, and the spider on the top of the building is sitting on its spider web, and it's what I want to recreate in metal today. My name is Basia and I hope you will enjoy today's video. Let's get started. So, for the supplies, you will need wires. And for the frame, I'm going to use a rectangular wire. I have this patterned wire right here, but I also have a rectangular wire that I used in the project in the past, but I disassembled it, so it might be very good to use it now. And for the spider, I'm going to melt some scrap, which I'm going to turn into the body of the spider. And for the spider's web, a thinner wire. Yeah, if you're wondering where you could get your metal supplies, wires, metal sheet, tools even, I always recommend Rio Grande as one of the best places where you could find them. And they are based in the United States, but they ship worldwide, and they have a massive variety of different tools, findings, metal. So if you're searching for the place, that might be the one for you. And I have a code for you, which is METALART. So make sure you use that code to get $20 off shipping. And you can use that code at checkout. I'm going to start by drawing some designs. I've decided to reuse this circle made with rectangular wire, so I'm just cleaning it and reshaping it. Okay, so now I'm going to create a spider's web using this wire, and let me tell you, this first idea did not work. It was a massive disaster. I melted it, and so I'm going to need to try another way. I've made a new layout with wires and decided to use a soldering paste because it's a bit sticky and it will probably help me to keep the wires in place when soldering. And also I decided to use my circle, my frame, to hold the wires down. Hopefully it'll help with soldering too. By the way, it looks like the sound got corrupted in some of the following clips. It's missing, but bear with me because the sound will be back. Hopefully this issue won't happen again. So sorry, I love the ambient sounds too, but hopefully it won't be so bad. Where I made a little mistake. You should solder the spider's web as one of the last things, to be honest, because as you can see, it's pretty delicate and I'm sure you can imagine what happened later on. I mean, it wasn't a complete disaster and it turned out well, but yeah, just keep watching and you'll see what I mean. Right now I'm melting scrap silver to create the body of the spider, and I'm going to shape it with files and also sanding disc and my rotary tool, which makes it a bit faster. after soldering pieces of the body together, I'm going to make legs. Oh, before legs, I'm actually going to need to make those little thingies near the mouth, like a spider's mouth. I have no idea how it's called. Now I'm making a decorative frame that will be on the top half of the pendant. The wire is quite thick, so I'm using a ring bender to help me shape it, and there are 2 little loops on both sides. And remember that you can anneal your metal at any stage to make it a bit softer for shaping. It helps a lot. I'm going to flatten the wire a little bit. It's gonna look a bit better and it's going to be easier to solder it on. And also, the sound is back. Finally, I'm so happy. I have no idea what happened, but I'll pay attention next time to make sure that we are never losing sound again. Now I'm working on the decoration at the top, right next to where the bale will be, and I'm trying to recreate the shapes that are in the original building decoration. So this little detail is meant to resemble those shapes. Remember I told you to solder the web last? Yep. There we go. Unfortunately, this is the risk with delicate elements. That's why planning is crucial. Oh well, I've planned to place my spider over there all along. While the spider is being cleaned in the pickle, I'm going to create a little bezel for my gemstone, which I want to add at the bottom of the pendant. Next, I'm adding jump rings onto the bezel and pendant, and after that I need to clean and pre-polish the entire piece so that I can add patina, which is a darkening solution which usually adds beautiful details, brings out those details and creates a lovely dimension, which I personally think would really look nice with this design. After the patina is dry, I'm giving it a final polish and setting the stone. And after that, I'm going to clean it with soapy water and combine all the pieces together. I hope you enjoyed today's video and this project. I think architecture is such a wonderful inspiration and you can find lots of interesting elements that you can use in craft, in jewelry. Let me know if you've ever used architecture as your inspiration in your own work, or if not, are you planning to? I think taking a little trip and viewing historical buildings and different styles can be very exciting, a nice day try out, so let me know if it's something you want to do. Meanwhile, I'm going to jump back in and keep working on jewelry, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!